Waiting for lawmakers when they return in February is a state capitol building in dire need of repair. Last week, Governor Mary Fallin toured the Capitol to see firsthand the level of decay that time and neglect have caused. A $200 million measure to fix the Capitol passed the Senate last year, but died in the House during the last week of the session. OETA Stateline program recently re-examined the problem and found that architects are also giving legislators a good look at the crumbling Capitol.
The Oklahoma Capitol Preservation Commission is giving tours to lawmakers to show them just how bad the condition of the building has become. Outside, barriers block the south steps and scaffolds shield visitors from falling chunks of limestone. Capitol Superintendent Doug Kellogg has given many of the backstage tours. One of the first stops is a jumble of wires and cables on the 5th floor.
It's typical of the data cabling in certain areas, and like when we get to do a renovation and they actually go above the false ceiling like we've seen a little bit this morning, you'll find areas when there's just gobs of cables, and it comes down to quite often half of them can be removed with no ill effects, but it's knowing which half. That's what causes the chaos.
Kellogg says the building needs the generations of abandoned wires removed and replaced with a modern system.
This is a classic example of mixing the old and the new. This would be a panel that runs the lights, a timer, turns them on in the morning, turns them off at night. Weekends when it's shut down, the lights go off. And then this is the original. This would run this quadrant of the building. But here in the bottom you can see there's still cloth covered wires that go down in the floor and run across and would still feed the electrical boxes on the wall. They are probably a safety risk. Everything has a life expectancy, and those obviously have lived a good long life. Those were put in maybe in 15, 16, 18. They were put in a long time ago with, let's say, original, and they're still being used to power certain receptacles in the wall. It's more the ones that are close to the floor on the walls. So somebody's computer might be powered by that old wire. In regards to a lot of the areas we visited, you can see how beautiful it is and how well kept it is. But then there's a lot of areas where there's secrets. And here's one area that the plumbing is in poor repair. And this is be a lot like several areas in the Capitol where we've got sewer lines and water lines that were hidden in chases, but we've had to break the chase open to get to expose the line so we could repair it. Well, all of a sudden we'll get a call and there's water on the floor here for some reason, or it's dripping on somebody's down below on somebody's desk if it's out in the building somewhere else. And then we'll come and have to break the chase out until we determine where it is coming from. And here you can see the way we've had this is like original copper, and we've had to take and attach a piece of plastic pipe to the copper line, and so we could get up through the floor. We used a smaller piece of plastic than the copper, and we could thread it up through the pipe that was there. And by doing that, we bypassed the areas that had the leaks in them.
We literally just can't work on the plumbing system anymore. You can't find a place where the pipe is in good enough shape to actually splice on a repair. So that gets to be a problem.
And this gives you an idea of the existing plumbing system. Looking at this pipe, for instance, this is a drain line. It's cast iron. As you can see that it has rotted away, and you can see it's almost filled with sediment. And there needs to be a comprehensive replacement of the entire plumbing system. And the plumbing system is serving probably, I would estimate, 3 times the people now than they envisioned it for in 1915 through 1917.
During a survey in 2010, engineers were shocked to find that all of the wastewater from the Capitol flows out through 3 leaking 6-inch pipes that sediments have closed down to about 3 inches, and those pipes are buried under the floor in the basement. Fixing problems will require over $150 million and a plan that allows state government to continue during the repairs.